Okay. And we are live. Welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago. And today we are here to review what went down on Monday Night Raw after John Cena's, of course, retirement. A lot over the weekend has happened, so stick with me. But before we get into it, if you guys don't mind doing me a favor, hitting that subscribe button, dropping a like, commenting down below, and turning on those post notifications so you never miss a stream. Before I start going into it, of course, I do want to talk to or address to the people and the fans who are attendance in John Cena's last match. The IWC, of course, because it's taken me some time to really think of and address this matter. And that is the loud chants, the rains of boos, the threats made to Gunther. Listen, I get everybody was so high and mighty about Cena wanting to win this, but if you really walked in there thinking that Cena was going to win, some of you, maybe most of you, were wrong. Cena was going to lose to Gunther. He was going to take the L. Most people in the retirement match were going to take the L. I didn't like the way that he tapped out, and there's rumors of it being that it was not scripted. Cena chose to do this. Triple H getting booed. You guys think that he actually did this? If you guys really think that he made that decision, you guys know nothing then. You guys know fucking nothing. I don't know what the fuck went down. I don't know if that was scripted or not. We won't know. Who knows? Not you. Not me. Not anyone. All right? So quit your bitching. Quit your complaining. Stop going on Twitter and fucking writing, oh, well, I wish John Cena won. Because it's not going to do anything. It's not going to help. All right? He's gone. He's done. Get over it. I know you're happy. Smile. Smile. Be happy. Be happy that John Cena was here for a year. I know it's all over. I love the way that they sent him off, though. He took his shoes off, put his armbands in the ring, walked out, looked right at, hand-fived everybody in the aisleway, looked right back at the entrance, turned around, and said, it's been a pleasure serving all of you. Thank you. And left. I couldn't ask for any more of I don't think anyone could ask more of Cena to do for that. I mean, that was the greatest thing that he probably did. His last send-off, his final send-off, he loses to Gunther. He put Gunther over as a star. Some bad, you wish he passed out. Well, I don't wish he passed out because we've seen that referee stoppage in his match with Solo, and we've seen that shit with Brock Lesnar. So don't give me that crap. Mr. Never Gives Up, gave up. Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect gave up. He chose to. Now, he lost his debut match, and he wasn't Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. He wasn't Mr. Never Give Up. He never gave up throughout his career. But in the end, he gave up. He chose to. It's supposed to be a sign of poetic. It's supposed to be poetic. But all of you guys wanted to boo and rain down those boos louder than what you guys did back in 2015 to Roman Reigns. Well deserved, might I add, the 2015 Roman Reigns booing. But still, I digress. John Cena's officially retired from WWE following his loss to Gunther on Saturday. But that didn't mean WWE was done airing tributes to the 17-time world champion. And speaking of Gunther, you guys who went to the parking lot slurring threats and throwing a tantrum because of Gunther had to be escorted by security because of you guys. Because you guys were threatening to kill him and you threatened to fuck him up. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. I hope all of you guys don't attend another fucking event. Chaotic. Be humane. But speaking of, we got Gunther right away. Raw opened up with a recap of Cena's final match 2 days ago, which led to Gunther making his way to the ring. The crowd gave him the heat that he deserves. See, this is the heat that Gunther gets. This is the greatest heat that he could possibly get, being the one to boo Cena. Now he's a full-time heel, and it's great. He stood on the announce table and posed for an unhappy crowd. He bragged about making Cena tap out before dropping the mic and walking away with a huge smile on his face. However, he turned around and went back to the ring so he could pose one more time as the entire arena booed him. He looked like he would leave after that, but he chose to go back and keep bragging about Cena tapping out. One of the defining qualities of Gunther has to be his simplicity, and his segment leaned into that. He did not need to talk for 20 minutes, he just needed to get some more fucking heat, and it worked. The cameras followed him backstage as he insulted a few WWE superstars. Adam Pearce told him to go find the exit before he was done for the night. He drove off while mocking the Cena hand gesture to AJ Styles. Looking that AJ will be retiring next year, this might be the start to, of course, AJ's retirement tour, starting with the man who beat John Cena. This was barely a segment, but it was also exactly what it needed to be. Gunther doesn't need to do much to get a big reaction. So it was smart to let the crowd do most of the heavy lifting here, to boo him, to get the heat that he deserves. The recap video excluded all the booing and negative chants from Cena's last match. Good. Well deserved. Cut out the negativity. B-. What we dropped into next, of course, was the New Day versus the Usos. Jimmy and Jay making their entrance first to take on Kofi and Xavier, reigniting their years-long feud in the process. Grayson Waller, of course, was in the corner of the New Day for support. He actually might just get released at this point. Him being there is just, I don't know. They have nothing going on for him. Both men, of course, Jimmy and Kofi started for their teams, respectively, with a standard lockup into a headlock sequence. Both men ducked kicks from each other to show how well they knew what each other can do. While this was a serviceable match, these two men have had so many show-stealing performances in the past that it felt like they fell short of what they are capable of together. To be clear, this is not a bad match. It just didn't measure up to their potential. They don't have to tear the house down every time, but it feels like something was missing that kept this from being good as it could have been. Thankfully, though, they were given a lot of time to work, so at least they didn't feel rushed and were able to sell appropriately. Once Waller was booted from ringside for interfering, the New Day's advantage went away. The last third of the match was definitely the best part. They did a good job making it look like either team could have won at this time, but in the end, the Usos hit, of course, the New Day with the 1D or 3D or, yeah, their finisher. The Usos won. And Joe Tessitore noted that these two teams have fought 44 times. Interesting. Maxine Dupree defended her Women's IC Championship against Ivy Nile. But before that, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley were headed to the ring to cut a promo when Asuka and Kairi Sane attacked them from the crowd. The Kabuki Warriors left them down and out to end the segment. So we moved on to, of course, Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. Maxine tried to show she wasn't scared of Ivy, but she quickly found herself on the mat. Dupree used more submissions to show how much training with Natalya has helped, but she was still portrayed as being inexperienced, despite having been with the WWE since 2021. Yes, but in all due respect, she had been a manager, and then another manager, and then a wrestler. So she really she only managed for 3 years and then had the 2 years experience of wrestling. Like by 2024 and this year combined, she's had more wrestling experience than probably what she had the last 2021 and fucking to 2023. So don't give me that crap. The story of Dupree's reign is that she defied the odds, so it made sense for her to continue looking like an underdog. At some point, she has to progress past the rookie phase and improve to the level of other main roster talents. Yes, but as being the underdog, remember how Sami Zayn was the underdog until he pronounced himself as a champion, and this is when Braun Breaker took his spot. So, because he denounced himself as an underdog. Oh, you're no longer an underdog. You must be a real competitor now, huh? So you must be able to hang with the big boys. An underdog is just a lower level tier. And yes, I agree. She might need to come out of that rookie phase. There is no denying that Dupree has looked better in the ring during her last few matches, but it still feels like she was a long way to go, and she still has a long way to go. She has more confidence in how she moves, and that definitely makes a difference. So when Niall countered the hold a few times, Dupree kept going back for an ankle lock, and it eventually got her the win. C+ to be nice. Paul Heyman was shown saying he doesn't know who the Masked Man is, who has been helping them recently. Bullshit. Stephanie Vakir would take on Raquel Rodriguez. Stephanie Vakir and Raquel Rodriguez. I don't know why I was going to say Roxanne Perez. Anyway. I think this was for the world title match. I have no fucking clue. But anyway, CM Punk marched his way to the ring after the break, looking like he meant business. He focused all of his attention on Braun Breaker and what happened in the War Games match. And surprisingly, the promo went uninterrupted. The next match taking place was the women's world title bout between Vakir and Rodriguez, who asked Liv Morgan and Roxanne to stay backstage this time. Raquel used her size and strength to her advantage, but Vakir stayed in the fight and made this competitive. It never felt like she was in too much of danger of losing, which is not exactly what you want in a title bout. I agree. This was a solid performance from two women who have gotten better at working together with each encounter. Unfortunately, though, we had to end this with no contest because Nikki Bella attacked both of them, causing the referee to throw the match. So it looks like we're not done yet. And it feels like Nikki is we're going to have a triple threat match, maybe? I don't know what Nikki's really doing here. Like, she's trying to, like, I understand what she's probably trying to do. Maybe trying to stand out more, amongst both of them. Of course, the heel and the babyface dynamic. But if this was a way for her to get heat, it worked somewhat. B-. I agree. And we get our final match for the night. Logan Paul and Rey Mysterio had their fight. I think this is the final. Yep, this is the final match. Rey Mysterio and Logan Paul advertised for the main event. Paul and Mysterio have had their issues, so there was no love lost when they stepped in the ring this week. They locked up and fought for control in the corner, but when Paul tried to talk some trash, Mysterio responded with a slap across the face. Now, for some reason, the referee allowed Paul to use his belt as a weapon, which allowed him to take control for a little while. When we went to a break, Mysterio had regained the upper hand with a moonsault from the apron to the floor, back into the ring. This was a decent match with some good high-flying spots from both men, and Paul has learned a lot in his time in the WWE and continues to show more improvement with each match. But of course, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker had to start adding to the ring, but Punk showed up with a steel chair to drive him off. A few moments later, the Masked Man hit Mysterio with a stomp while the referee was distracted, allowing Paul to hit a splash for the win. Punk showed up again, and the Masked Man revealed himself to be none other than, of course... Well, you can actually read it on the fucking screen. Austin Theory, which we all fucking knew this was going to be the case. The distraction allowed Braun Breaker to hit a huge spear to take out the champion, and this was a pretty good fucking, reveal. But we all knew it was going to be Austin Theory. Haircut, fucking looking very different, no emotion, emotionless Austin Theory. This was good. Graded a fucking B. It's kind of funny how Joe Tessitore feels the need to censor himself saying words that have already been said on the show without censoring. So what was the final word? Well, on paper this week's show seemed like any other week, but something about Monday episode felt off. Other than the women's title bout, which ended in no contest finish, it didn't really feel like any other matches mattered. Even the women's IC title match felt predictable. This is not a knock against the performers, but it's definitely a criticism of management. We understand that not every show can be the best show of the year, but we need more to invest into than WWE is giving us right now. This is one of those episodes that was fine while watching it, but as soon as it was over, it was instantly forgettable. Somehow, the show as a whole was worse than any individual matches or segments. So, if you wanted to skip this show, you were right to. If you caught the football game between Pittsburgh and Miami, you were in for a treat, sort of. Graded a C, and I agree. I think if there's anything just being handpicked here, honestly, like handpicking, I'm gonna be honest, probably the New Day Uso match is probably to go out of your way and see. Other than that, I don't think anything else matters, really. Not even the tag team match matters. Like, even though fucking reveal felt off with this, You know, I don't know, it just didn't seem right. But that's my take. Let me know what your your take on Monday Night Raw in the comments down below. I'm going to stick with this grading, honestly, being a C. I think it's well deserved, so it's pretty forgettable as a show, especially with the focus being that John Cena is now retired. And we get to move on to, of course, January 5th, the first Raw of the new year. And you're going to see a lot to happen there. So I hope that's going to be a big show. They're going to make it a big show. Saturday Night Main Event returning back the 24th of January. And then I think it's the 31st or the 1st of February is the Royal Rumble. Keep your eyes out for that. And of course, like I have making the announcement here now, mine's well. We will be streaming. I think I've done it I think I did it months back. But we will be live streaming the four main pay-per-view watch-alongs, of course. The Royal Rumble will be a watch-along, ladies and gentlemen. Head into Saudi Arabia. We will be watching that Royal Rumble live, and you guys will be able to catch that with us here. Watch along the Royal Rumble. Be excited with the entrance. Of course, every entrance is going to be freaking, big, hopefully. I mean, maybe it's not, because maybe there's not that many surprises. Last year, wasn't there many surprises. But here is going to be a couple. I hope there's big surprises coming for us. But Lewis should see you guys on Friday. I will see you guys on Saturday, and I will be back here next week to give you the Raw review. So until then, I will see you guys on Saturday. Peace.